Welcome to Wildcat Sports Update. I'm your host, Jim Boyle, and today in studio I have the pleasure of having the three senior captains of our boys soccer team. Around the room, we've got Tyler Marinho, we've got Tyler Florencio, and we've got Zach Guyette. So I want to start with you, Tyler. We'll start with you, Tyler Marinho. How long have you played Wilmington soccer? What positions you play, and how did you get to be in that position?
My fourth year in high school, I started off as a striker, and then my sophomore year, Coach Greco told me that I should play goalie, kind of forced me into it a little bit, and then I got stuck with it sophomore, junior, and senior year.
Okay, well, you played goalie for the varsity hockey team, though,
Yeah.
right? So did it translate well?
Yeah, it was fine.
Fine.
It was all right.
All right, Tyler, next.
I played for 3 years, and I've been striker all 3 years.
Okay, and Zach?
So I played right back for the first 3 years, so freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and then I transitioned to midfield for my senior year.
Okay, I'll keep you with that. For all the non-soccer understanders, watchers, probably me. So explain those two positions so that I get
So
a good
right
understanding.
back is you're on the right side and like basically defenseman, and then the midfielder is kind of just in the center of the field in between the strikers and the defenseman.
What's your role though? What does that mean? I listen. I know
Like,
midfielders. What do they do?
Well, midfielders, they kind of just like hold together the middle of the field and connect the defensemen and the strikers.
Okay. Any better explanation for me?
You're just up top and you score goals.
Striker scores goals.
You're supposed to.
Okay. And the goalie, are you in charge or
Yeah,
or how do you run it? Are you shouting out instruction? How'd that work?
Yeah, like when we're on our defensive half, try my best. Or like when they come in, tell them to come back. Or like my defensive line to push them up so keep them off sides and stuff. So
So your role is to communicate and make sure people in the right spot.
Mhm.
So you guys, all three captains of the soccer team. Start with you, Tyler. What do you see your role as a captain? How do you see it?
feel like I was kind of the one to like talk to them like in huddles at halftime before the game. I feel like I'd be the one to like talk to them and try and like get them going before games and stuff.
Okay. Second, Tyler. How do you see your role as a captain?
Almost the same as him, but I don't know. I like physical. I'm a big guy. I like to hit people, so I mean, it's a physical sport. It's high school soccer. You're not gonna just walk around and not get bumped or hit a couple times. So try to, I don't know, a little bit of adversity for everyone. Helps.
Okay. And then Zach, how did you see your role as the captain?
I'd probably say like helping people fix their mistakes, like telling them what they're doing wrong, and like constructive feedback kind of.
So who was the rah-rah captain? Who was like the rah-rah guy? You were the muscle, and you were the fixer. Who'd come out and try to fire the team up? Tyler.
I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but maybe a little bit myself, a little bit Tyler. I mean,
Mostly him. He's the loudest. So
yeah.
No, you can toot your own horn. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. Zach, do you agree with that? Tyler?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So did the coach put any emphasis on captain and what your role was, or was this something that you just learned as you were going on, Zach?
Kind of learned it. There wasn't much emphasis on what we were supposed to do. Kind of just like lead the team in as many ways as possible, I guess.
Okay, now Dennis Ingram, the AD at Wilmington High School, started what he calls the Captain's Council for fall, winter, and spring captains. I know you guys have attended some of the meetings. Zach, we'll start with you. What's something you take away from that?
So I think one of the first things that I learned and like from that meeting is like he kind of showed a difference in size between our school and a bunch of others, but he's kind of just trying to tell us that even though we're a small school, we can battle kind of just as hard as the other schools can. So I think that was really important.
Okay, Tyler F.
I like the same with the like showing the difference in school size, and we can still compete with schools. I mean, the girls' team just won the Middlesex, and so did the cheer team, I think. But yeah, it also showed how like mentality, how that can like change a team. And
Examples of that
Like-
mentality?
was that like the elephant? That was different.
yeah, that was the
It
elephant.
was like an elephant
It was
tied
like tied
to
down.
tied
Yeah.
to a post, and he couldn't move. Like he couldn't, I don't know, break out of it because it's all he knew. He only knew the post, like being tied to the post.
So in other words,
like-
don't get tied to the post.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it's kind of like conditioned to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Because like as he
Yeah.
would get bigger, he's still tied to like a little wooden peg that he would
He
be able
could
to
have
move.
just got out.
Like he
but
was just trained like when he was little to not move, so he's
Yeah.
like stuck to it. You know.
Okay, so that's the second. The elephant story is good. Anything else, Tyler?
He put a big emphasis on like confidence and like believing in yourself and how far that takes you. He showed us a bunch of clips like Tom Brady, one from 202, and it was just like believing in yourself and others believing in you, how much of an impact it has on athletes.
Now, one of the other things captains do is, I don't know, did you have team dinners? And if you
Yeah.
did, I'm going to start with you, Tyler. What did you get from them? What did you feel? Did they help the team grow and bond? And what was your favorite one?
Yeah, definitely team bonding is the biggest thing comes out of it. We're all hanging out as a group, you know. Dinner after, it's like hanging out on the couch and talking stuff. My favorite team dinner? Probably Cole's. Because he had a lot of backyard games. We were playing soccer in the back, basketball. Had a bunch of scooters that he enjoyed quite a bit.
Oh yeah,
That he was
going up
going
and down the
back and
driveway.
forth on, yeah.
You got a
Like
slip
a
and
little
slide
kid.
too.
Yeah, to slip and slide, yeah.
Jeez, who was this?
Cole Falk.
Cole Falk had all the
Sophomore.
stuff? All the
Oh,
fun
yeah, he had
stuff?
everything, huh?
And Cole's what, junior, senior, sophomore?
Sophomore. Yeah.
So Tyler, how many team dinners do you have? And how did you select who hosted them?
10, 12 maybe.
Like, well, yeah.
10 or 12 dinners, and we just had a spreadsheet.
Okay.
We had the dates. It was usually before we had the date before a game,
Mhm.
and just put your name down if you wanted to host one. If you didn't, you didn't. So
And what was your favorite one?
I'm gonna have to go with
You go with
say
Cole's too?
too. Yeah, Zach's was fun.
Yeah, Zach's was good,
So
too.
he had the first team dinner of the season, and we just
We watched Scanlon videos on the
Yeah.
TV.
Oh, yeah.
Interviews from like 2013. Yeah. It was,
So what was your favorite meal at a captain's?
oh
How would you-
my team dinner because my dad makes this Brazilian steak, and it's the best.
Okay. I got to get invited to some of these. That sounds good. Zach, what did you, as a captain, get out of the team dinner, and what did you get out of it before you became a captain, and now how did you see that play out?
So I think definitely team bonding because at practice, I think it's like a much different setting. It's a little more serious, and I think that at team dinners you can kind of just like bond a little better than at outside of school, and I think it's just a better setting in general.
And your favorite meal, which was your favorite?
I think I liked Ethan Schoenholtz. He had Qdoba, that was pretty good, and then Chase, he had Chipotle, which was really good. I like both of those.
Everybody seems to have good meals. And you had like 10 of them. That's like the new record. That's the most I've seen from anybody I've asked.
wait till hockey.
Wait till I can do more for hockey. That's good
Yeah.
to hear. It wasn't the most successful season that you could have had, and I don't really dwell on that. So let's look at the makeup of the team first. So we're gonna go back to you, Zach. Was it senior dominated, or were there a lot of underclassmen? How would the distribution be of your team?
It was mostly sophomore and juniors that came onto the varsity team. So before this year, I think maybe there was like 4 or 5 kids that have played at the varsity level. So we almost had a whole new team that hadn't played varsity. So it was definitely just a bunch of new players.
And then Tyler, did you find it difficult to transition them in, or where was the difficulty? I don't know how many seniors you lost,
There was
but what's your impression?
9, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't
we
know.
lost about 9, and then I mean it took a little bit for the new kids. I mean me myself too, but some of the sophomores and the juniors to get used to the speed and the physicality of it. But once they did fine.
Okay, and Tyler Marinho, how many seniors, and who are they other than the 3 of you?
There were 6 of us, 3 others: Cam Jinks, Ethan Schoenholtz, and Nick DiGiovanni.
Okay, they didn't get invited because they weren't captains.
No.
Lucky
Less
for
than
you.
us, yeah.
And then, Tyler? How long have you played soccer in general, not just high school? When did you start, and why?
I started probably kindergarten or in town, and I played because of my dad. I hated it when I was little though. Like I actually hated it. I think my dad told me that I used to sit in the field and like cry.
Okay.
Like yeah, like I wasn't a big sports guy when I was younger.
Okay.
Took me a little while to get into that, and then yeah, he's coached me ever since travel started in 3rd grade. So I play because of him.
Okay, Tyler F. When, how long, and did you have the same experience as my buddy Tyler had here?
I got into it about the same time for him and almost the same reason. My dad's from Brazil, so soccer's it's always been a big thing in his life. And like, if you want like your kid to just be fit and do a sport or something, usually soccer's the easiest to get them into, and I think my parents just signed me up for it. But I liked it as a kid. It was fun. I don't know. I was never the best, but I enjoyed it.
And Zach, how long and any reason why?
Probably since kindergarten, like these two. There wasn't really a specific reason. I guess a lot of kids just played when they were younger, so I kind of was just in that group. They kind of just signed me up to do something physical, and I did like it. I think it's pretty good.
Okay, and I think it's a sport you can play on past high school as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I don't know if any of you are going to it. Raise a show of hands. How many people will play, even if it's recreationally past high school? Are you guys planning on sticking with it, or are you done?
Maybe spring. I don't know though.
Maybe like intramural. I don't know.
We play in the Middlesex League. It's not the easiest task for us as a small school. Tyler F., I'm going to go to you. What are the struggles like, and how are you trying to overcome those struggles that you're having?
I mean, first of all, school size. It's a big difference between Reading, Arlington, Winchester, huge schools with almost 3,000 kids going to them, where we have less than 1,000 probably. But I mean, just getting more kids coming to the high school, that helps. And like,
are we losing kids?
I mean,
are our kids going, like in baseball? We're losing kids to the Tech.
yeah.
Are we losing kids to private school or the Tech, is there a way that can be mitigated? Is probably the better word.
I think they're going to private schools and going to the Tech. But I mean, I think this freshman class is pretty good.
Okay.
They have some good players.
So there is some future.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, there's also the chance they might just jump ship.
True. So then, Zach, what's it like? We're playing these bigger schools. Are you going into the game with the attitude that we're going to win, or we have a chance to win, or sometimes because even in the football side, if we played the big schools, it's sort of like you're going up the muddy hill and sliding back down, or like Sisyphus rolling the cup. What's that like?
I would say it's mostly like we have a chance to win, because obviously you do always have a chance to win. It's very difficult to play against schools like Winchester, Reading. I mean, they're massive schools and they have just great players. And I would say like going to a game thinking you're thinking you're going to win, it's a good mentality, but it might just not be right for a tough battle game, I think.
Okay, and Tyler, I'm going to go Tyler Marinho. What's it like? You're the goalie. These bigger schools are playing against you. I know you're not going to have a defeatist attitude, but what's your mindset going into some of those big school games?
Honestly, I'm working to keep it close. Like when we play like Winchester, Arlington, Wakefield too was good this year. Like Winchester was our first game of the season. We played to keep it close. It was 1-0, which was good.
Part of keeping close is they don't take us seriously.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that helps a lot.
They're such a small school, so they just like come in thinking we're gonna roll.
Yeah.
They're gonna roll us. Like, and obviously you go in thinking, oh yeah, we have a shot to win. Because I mean, if you don't, then I don't know. It just goes to the confidence thing. You don't think you're gonna win, you're not gonna win. It's just how it is. So.
Okay. And I know you guys play some of your games at the North on the grass, some of your games at the high school on the turf. I'm going to ask all three of you, which do you like better, and what's the logic behind that? We'll start with you, Tyler.
Turf is much better. The North sucks. It's bumpy, and it's not really an advantage for us. Like slows us down.
Tyler F.
No, I'm gonna go with turf too. I mean, the North last year was we had more of an advantage there, but this year, I mean, it did help us a little bit because teams that are like rich schools, I don't know, bigger schools, they have turf. They're used to turf. They're not used to the hills that we got in the North. But yeah, I prefer turf.
Zach, you're last. Are we going to go 3-0 with turf? And what's the advantage you see if you play at the North other than the schools haven't played on?
So I would definitely say the North, and not the North. I definitely like the turf better, because playing at the North is it's like playing soccer in the agility ball. You never know where it's going to go. But I would say the advantage of playing at the North is definitely it's such a rough field that they're not prepared for for playing on it. It's just
So we can technically have an advantage playing at the North because the teams aren't ready for it.
yes, because we also practice there,
Okay.
but I would say it's still kind of difficult to play on it even if you practice there. But yeah,
All right, good. I'm going to switch over to coaching. I coached at the JV level at the high school. One question I'd like to ask all athletes is, what advice would you give a high school coach? Doesn't have to be me, doesn't have to be Coach Scanlon, but what's your basic advice that you would give to a high school coach? Start with you, Zach.
I would probably say like show your players you're open to being like talked to and like kind of allowing other players to tell you maybe something about how they feel that they could improve or how maybe you could improve, I guess.
Okay. Tyler F.
Care about like the individual, not just the athlete. Like, I don't know, maybe once in a while check in about like personal. I don't know. It's kind of difficult because you're most focused on the sport, but it's high school sports. There's so much more stuff going on in their lives other than just
The sport.
athletics. Yeah.
Okay, and Tyler.
Yeah, I would say building a relationship with every athlete individually and like understanding where they're coming from, what they're dealing with. I don't know. I think it plays a big part when the coach shows that they care. Like it makes you want to work harder for them if they're like they understand you and they work to like get to know you better.
Okay, good. What's one thing you've learned from Coach Scanlon? And if you want to do, we'll do the Coach Scanlon impressions as well because these guys been waiting for it the whole time. What's one thing you learned from Coach Scanlon?
Learn from him is just he teaches us really to just never give up. Doesn't matter. He always talks about how we're such the little school and all the big teams just keep going, and there's nothing we can do about it. So just keep fighting.
Okay, Tyler. The other-
Yeah, just deal with the hand you're given.
Okay, and Zach.
I would probably also say maybe like fight for not just yourself, your team, and like the school you're representing, I guess.
Okay, and I do know you guys have the impressions. We've done them with some hockey players, and I know he probably gets a kick out of them when you do them. So I'll give you the opportunity. Who you both want to do one, or just who's going to go first?
You go first.
Okay, Tyler Florencio go
What do I
first.
say? Whenever he wants Tyler to punt the ball, he goes, "Give it a charge.
Put a charge.
Put a charge in it. Give it a ride.
Give it a ride, man. Give it a ride.
Okay, so Coach Scanlon, that's for you. We're going to shout that out to you guys. Are they Zach? Are they good at this, or is it a mediocre impersonation?
I would say, I mean, it's pretty good.
I do it all the time, so I'm good at it.
So, just a question. I know that Tyler, you play hockey.
Yeah.
Do you two play hockey for him or not? I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I do.
Yeah,
You all three do. Okay. So you get the full
6
Scanlon.
months.
Yes,
You
yes.
Get used to that. As we try to grow the program, and we try to keep kids here, and the winning is hard in the Middlesex League. What advice would you give, Zach? I'll start with you. What advice would you give to a parent or of an 8th grader or 7th grader that about the good of Wilmington High School soccer?
So I would say like it's definitely like there's a lot of team bonding. I would say it's mostly like it's not just about the sport. It's about like kind of forming relationships, I guess, while playing the sport and in between the lines, I guess.
Okay, and Tyler?
You're still in your hometown of Wilmington. Like, you're not going off to the Tech or going to some private school where you don't know almost any of the kids that you're going with. And with the Tech, might know some of them, but still you're getting kids from 4 other towns that you're playing with. So if you stay here, you have your childhood friends. I've known this kid since kindergarten, and I've known Zach since, I don't even know, around then too. So we've been with each other basically our whole lives, playing the same sport, going to school together. Just
Excellent.
Yeah.
Tyler?
Yeah, just building off what Tyler said, I think it's like important to go. You spend your last 4 years of high school sports. Like I don't know, I wouldn't want to do it with anyone other than who I've been doing it with since the very beginning. Like I don't know, I just can't see doing it with a different group.
So how was it like? I just not so much the coach question, but what was it like going through the program, starting as freshman or sophomore? Did all you guys play all 4 years, or when did you become varsity players? Zach, I'll start with you. What was it like growing through the program?
So I did play all 4 years, and so JVB, I would say it was rough, but it was definitely where I learned the most, I would say. And I think JV is, and then moving up, I would say JV is like the in-between between JVB and varsity. That's where you learn kind of like things level up, And I think that's how you get like a little taste of like what varsity will be like. And then when you hit varsity, that's when it's like kind of the shock that of how fast things move and how you're gonna have to adapt to play at the varsity level.
Okay. Tyler, how about you going through the levels of the program and how did you grow and learn?
I started sophomore year. I played in 8th grade, but I just didn't play freshman year. I don't really know why. But yeah, sophomore year I was on JV with all them, and then junior year was a step up to varsity. I played every now and then. Like every
Did
other
you
game.
find the big difference or gap between JV and varsity level? As Zach had mentioned, the speed. What did you notice as the difference?
The speed, the physicality, the communication, I feel, is another big thing that is way more apparent at the varsity level than it is at JV. But
Okay, we know Tyler Marinho, you were switched by Coach Greco in the sophomore year, was it, to become a goaltender. So you've gone through a lot of the ringer. What was that experience like for you, changing positions and also at least listening and thinking that might be the best route for you to go?
Yeah. It was definitely difficult. Like, it translates over from hockey, I guess. But when I switched like mid sophomore year, and then junior year I made varsity, and I played every game, every minute, which was, I think it was good, but it was just like a tough switch, I think.
Okay. So now comes my favorite part of the program. I get to ask you guys more individual type of questions. They're not hard. There might be one tough one in here, but I think you guys will survive. We're going to start with Tyler Marinho, Tyler Florencio, and then Zach Guyette next. So you get to go last. You get to hear all their answers, and it makes your life a lot easier. You got the big chair, and lucky to be there. Tyler's got the tough spot here because he's right next to me. Tyler, first question is, former or present teammate that you learned the most from?
Like from this year
or past years?
Probably Remy from last year, because he used to play goalie, so he kind of showed me like what to do. Like, I didn't really understand it completely, so last year he helped me out a little bit with
Remy Elliott. Right?
Yes, yeah.
All right. Something you've learned on the field that you could translate into the classroom that helps you make you a better student?
Just keep working at everything. Like, you're gonna do bad sometimes, and you just got to keep going and keep persevering through it.
Perfect. Other sports or activities you do at the high school?
Hockey and lacrosse.
Hockey and lacrosse. Favorite moment all time, soccer, Wilmington High School.
On my goals freshman year, I was a stud.
How many did you score?
Like 5, maybe.
They moved you to goaltender?
I didn't.
I gotta say, what was
sophomore year.
Greco thinking to move you to goaltender?
Yeah, I don't
you
know.
didn't score 5, or you?
we didn't have a goalie.
You didn't have a goalie. Okay. Favorite moment was that. Who's your favorite athlete, soccer player? Who do you like to?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And are you a Premier League guy or not? And if so, who's your favorite team?
Yeah, I follow the Premier League. Probably Man United.
Man U. I'm going to see Man U next December 1st.
Really?
At Old Trafford. Yeah, take my son. Coaches and or people who have influenced you or you want to credit?
Definitely my dad, and probably with hockey, Jared Cabral.
Okay. Any coaches other than your dad that helped you get here?
Scanlon.
Yeah. That's good. What number you wear and why?
1, because I'm a goalie. But before that, I wore 5.
And why?
It's my favorite number. It's my dad's favorite number too. So.
Okay. And what if we did walk-up songs for soccer? What would your walk-up song be?
Umbrella.
Umbrella.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking the same exact
Use
thing.
the same one. And what are you going to miss the most about high school soccer?
People.
People.
Yeah.
And what's the future for Tyler Marinho?
Undecided.
Undecided. Okay. Nothing you're thinking about?
College. I don't know where yet.
Wait, okay. That's you're done for now, so you get to relax, take a deep breath. We'll take Florencio next. Former teammate or present teammate you've learned the most from?
I'd say Ethan Kennedy and maybe Dan Lagano.
Okay, why?
I mean, just well-rounded kids.
Okay, what have you learned on the field that you translate into the classroom?
I'm probably just gonna say the same thing as him.
You
Just
can't say the same
but
thing
like
as
this,
You had time
it's
to think.
adversity. I did have time to think, but there's not much.
Uh-oh.
You just got to power through. You got to push through. You're gonna face challenges no matter what.
It's tough to be number 2. I understand. Wait till Zach goes.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Run out of things to say.
Other sports or activities you do at the high school?
Hockey.
Hockey. Favorite all-time high school soccer moment?
My
Head
Goal
down
for-
banger.
my goal from sophomore year on JV.
Against
Bar
who?
down. Oh God,
You don't
What?
remember, do you?
I have no idea.
What do you
Who was
have?
that against? My goal.
It was like
We'll think about
it's
it.
like Melrose.
It was
You
at
could
the
say-
North.
You know what's
Yeah, it was
funny is you could
Melrose.
say. What's funny is you could say any team here,
I
and
know.
I'd have to believe
Well,
it.
he put his
Tough.
he literally put his head down
Put my
and
head
prayed.
down.
Yeah.
Greco says I closed my eyes. I don't think I did. I might have.
Second shout out to Greco today on the show.
He's not really shout out.
He's
Too
running
many.
large.
Too many. Yeah.
Favorite soccer player and team that you like, and why?
It's really generic, but I'm gonna say Messi. I think he's the best. I don't know. He's gonna disagree. He's Portuguese, so he's gonna disagree.
Well, Ronaldo and Messi,
Yeah.
I can
I thought
understand.
you'd say
Maybe-
Neymar.
Maybe, but
Yeah, I
he's a
thought he
little.
would
He's a
be.
little crybaby.
I thought
though.
he'd say Pele or something.
Yeah.
Okay, who's your favorite team?
I don't really follow. Soccer
You don't
that
follow
much.
soccer that
No.
much? Do you root for Brazil in the World Cup?
Yeah,
Okay.
if they're good.
If they're good, that's okay.
Oh,
People who influence you or
disgrace.
coach or coaches you want to credit.
His dad coached me a little bit too. So and then Bill Lanigan is one of my coaches throughout the youth travel,
Oh, good.
and then my parents.
And what number do you wear and why?
I wear 4, and that comes from hockey with Bobby Orr wearing it. So it's always just been my number.
Everybody's got a good reason. That's a great reason to wear number 4, by the way. So I wouldn't be shy about that. What's your walk-up song going to be for announcing you coming on the
It
field?
has to be Dreams and Nightmares.
Dreams
No.
and Nightmares. It's another song I don't know. I'm really doing well here with the youngsters in the world. They're naming songs I have no clue what they are. My kids are watching and say, "Dad, you're such an idiot," but that's the way life works. What are you going to miss the most?
Team dinners and the people. But
Where's the team
dinners a little more.
And what's the future hold for Tyler?
College.
College? Do you know what you're going to study or
Finance.
finance? Okay. Did you learn anything in my class?
That was fun. A little bit. A little bit.
You were one of the better students.
Yeah.
I have to say, it was the college accounting class,
Yeah.
right? And it was a tough class. I was long-term sub, and I got to give credit. Tyler worked his butt off in that class, one of the toughest. So I like to shout out when kids do a great job. So we're going to switch over to Zach. You get to go on the hot seat. Former teammate or present teammate you learned the most from?
So I can't. Nah, I don't know. I would say I can't pinpoint one, but I'd say the captains from the soccer team last year. So Remy, Charlie Rosa, and then probably Ethan Kennedy.
Okay.
I think they probably taught me the most because I think I used to be really quiet, and I think it taught me to be a little louder on the field and a kind of just better way to conduct myself on the field.
Excellent. What have you learned on the field that you translated to the classroom?
Would it be bad if I did the same?
yeah, it would be bad. Yeah, it would be bad.
Oh, you're going to say perseverance. Okay, well, go.
Yeah.
What's your take on that then?
I mean, I would say having the record that we have, I would say perseverance is very important because I mean, I feel like if you were at a big school, they're so used to winning. If they were to lose as much as we had, they probably, it would just be their season would be over. I think we kind of saw that with Wakefield a little bit because they had a tough match against, I don't remember who it was, but before they faced us, and
Watertown.
their mentality was just all down, and I think that helped us play a little better than we did before against them.
Other sports or activities you do at the high school?
Soccer and then hockey.
All these hockey guys here. Soccer. Hockey.
He's dust.
And then favorite all-time soccer moment at Wilmington High?
So it'd probably be this year. Scored an absolute ripper against Woburn.
One of the 3 goals all year.
Bar Mexi, baby.
Cam Jenks still owes us Frangos for that.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
forgot about that.
Shout out to Cam Jakes, and Francos. Favorite soccer player, and if you follow a team, what would that team be?
I'd probably say Zlatan because he's a powerhouse.
Zlatan's like old and decrepit. How can you pick Zlatan? And favorite team?
I don't really follow, but probably Man United.
Man, you. All right. People who have influenced you and coaches you want to or you want to credit.
I would definitely say Bill Lanigan. Ever since I've played travel soccer, he's been coaching me, and I think that was he kind of helped me enjoy soccer. I think that's where I noticed that I like to play, and I would want to keep playing it in the future years.
Okay, what number do you wear and why?
I don't really have a reason. I wear number 2. There's not really much to it. I just kind of like the number.
Okay, what walk-up song? Give me one I don't know. Hit it, Zach.
Crap. I don't know. I was gonna say Umbrella, but he stole my song.
You can have 2 umbrellas.
No, you can't. Pick
Oh,
something
okay.
new.
Cab 2. I have no idea. I don't know
Okay.
what it'd be.
We'll pretend it's umbrella. Don't worry about
Okay,
Tyler.
yeah.
He says umbrella. I'll let him slide. I'm the host.
It's unbelievable.
I got to roll that.
It's unbelievable.
What are you going to miss the most, Zach, about high school soccer?
Definitely playing with people that I know. Because, I mean, like we've said previously, we played these kids for so long, and I think playing with people you know is like, it's a lot better than playing with people you don't know at all.
And what's the future hold for Zach Guyette?
So college and studying some science, like possibly forensic science or maybe something in the biology field. I don't know.
Okay, it's
Something
good.
along
It's
those
good to get to know you guys. It's great. Now I get at the end of the program, I let you give a shout out to whoever you want. I've had a wide range of people shouting a million different things out. If you forget somebody, I think you forgot to credit somebody. Tyler, you were talking while Zach was answering you. When he mentioned Charlie Rosa, you went,
Oh yeah.
you want to
yeah.
give a shout out there?
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't too talkative, but he definitely helped.
Okay.
He's a great kid.
Yeah.
I like Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie is always, I've had him on the show a couple of times, 1 or 2 times, and he does do a really nice job. Very quiet leader.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a shout out. Zach, you're going to shout out to this camera right here. My 2 friends, the Tylers, Tyler Squared. You're going to shout out to that camera right there. We're going to start with Tyler Marinho and go to Tyler Florencio and then to Zach. So you'll hear their shout outs. You can do whatever you want. So Tyler, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to look right in that camera. Give a shout out.
I'd like to shout out my mom, dad, my sister Juliana, and my brother Gavin.
All right. Tyler.
I'll shout out my mom and dad too, my sister Krista and her 2 kids, Logan and Layla.
Okay. And Zach, you're last right here.
I would also like to shout out my mom and dad and my brother and sister.
Okay, good. I like the family getting the shout out. Thanks for coming in. It's been great to have you guys. I know you guys from classes and walking around school, and it's really good to get to know even more in depth who you are. So we've got Tyler Marinho, we've got Tyler Florencio, and we've got Zach Guyette. Thanks for coming on the show. And for Wildcat Sports Update, I'm your host, Jim Boyle, and we'll see you on down the road.